Guys, Persian Predicts, and today I'm going to be predicting the following games on the screen that you see right now. There's a few more behind there, and it's Asian World Cup qualification in the AFC zone. So we're just going to get straight into this one now. I think you all know the drill. Let's get into it. So Australia v Nepal, I'm going to go for a victory for Australia, and I'm going to go 6-0. No, I'm going to go 5-0 to Australia against Nepal. Japan v Mongolia, I'm going to go for 3-0 Japan at home to Mongolia. I think it will be a very simple task for Japan, to be completely honest. Actually, I'll go for 4-0 because I think Mongolia will put all their men behind the ball. Japan will just keep attacking with their attacking football and youth. I'm assuming they're going to be playing youth in this tournament. And we'll see what happens here. But I think Japan will get the job done easily, to be honest. And the same goes for South Korea against Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka and Mongolia, similar opposition in the level they are in the FC zone and in the world in general. South Korea, a strong Asian team, despite not being very good in previous years. Asian Cup quarter-finalists early on this year, which isn't the best for their standards, but did lose to the champions Qatar. I'm going to go for a South Korea victory here, 5-0 against Sri Lanka. China will absolutely destroy Guam. Absolutely will destroy him. This game could either end 2-0 or 8-0. And I'm going to go for 6-0 to China against Guam. I think it'll be a simple task, to be completely honest with you. Uzbekistan v Yemen. This is a massive game. Yemen, I think they drew to Singapore. Away and drew at home to Saudi Arabia when they were winning twice. Unfortunate not to get the victory, but Saudi was attacking all game, to be honest. But Yemen got unfortunate a little bit. They got a key point against Saudi, and now they play Uzbekistan, and I think they will lose. Uzbekistan, I think they got rid of Hector Cooper, but which is a good decision in my opinion. He's a dreadful manager. However, I'm going to go for Uzbekistan to win this game by 3-1. Actually, I'll go for 2-1. Uzbekistan v Yemen. Bangladesh v Qatar. I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory for Qatar here. I'll go for 3-0 actually to Qatar. I don't think this will be very tough, to be completely honest with you. However, they need to get the job done here and just quickly advance to Asian Cup qualification, because they're already at the World Cup, remember. They don't go into round 3. But we'll see how they set up in that game. Vietnam v Malaysia, massive game. Vietnam, I think they drew to Thailand and someone else, I believe. I'm not sure. But listen, Vietnam, I think, will finish third in this group. I think they'll beat Malaysia here. And I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory for the Vietnamese national team. As for Malaysia, I just want to quickly say this about Malaysia. There will be Malaysian people watching this video because they do have a big footballing kind of fan base. And I just want to say, well done for that brilliant performance against the UAE last month. The performance last month in September against the UAE was ridiculously good, and they should be proud of that performance, honestly, because UAE are a good team, and the fact that they had around 60% of the ball in that game, dominated the game, and UAE just scored 2 goals and got the 3 points, which is professional. However, for Malaysia, I think they should have been proud of themselves of how they have been so far, and obviously on match day 1, the first game of Asian Cup qualification round 2, early in September, before the UAE game, they beat Indonesia 2-3 away, a last-minute winner, which was just an exhilarating game. I'm going to go for a Vietnam 3-1 here, but I don't write off the Malaysians. I think they have a lot of heart, to be completely honest with you. Iran v Cambodia, my country. Where do I start with this? I think we're going to get the job done. I think we're going to get the job done by 5-0. I look at it, and if we beat Syria 5-0 at home, I think we can beat Cambodia by that much, if not more. I'm going to go for 5-0 here, because I think Cambodia will put as many men behind the ball as possible. However, you could they should do that, because if they don't, then they'll get beat 20-0. But as for Cambodia, I mean, their manager, I believe, is Keisuke Honda, if I'm not wrong. I believe it is. And the one result Cambodia... No, let me just look at Cambodia's results here, because I believe they drew to... they nearly... No, they only played one game. No, they played 2 games and lost one. I think they lost to Bahrain, if I'm right. Yes, they lost 1-0 to Bahrain at home. That was a late winner from Bahrain. So, to be fair, yeah, if Bahrain could barely beat them, then it's going to be tough for us. And I think Cambodia, again, we'll put everything at it with Keisuke Honda, the manager, nearly holding Bahrain to a draw. That would have been brilliant for Iran in this group. But Iran 5-0, I think we'll get the job done here, like Japan, South Korea will. A few more games to predict. Syria v Maldives. Closer than you think. However, I'm going to go for 4-0. We'll say... We'll say 3-0 to Syria against the Maldives. I don't know much about Maldives. I know they're a low opposition in the AFC. I know Syria in recent years have done well. They pretty much... If they didn't hit the post and it went in off the post in extra time against Australia, they would have won on away goals in extra time in Australia, and they would have probably beat Honduras, wouldn't they? So they were that close. They were this close to making the World Cup. Trust me. They lost 3-2 on aggregate, obviously, after extra time. Or was it 2? It was 3-2 on aggregate, wasn't it? I don't know much about Maldives. I just know they're a low opposition in the AFC. And Syria, they've been declining a little bit. They've been declining quite a bit recently. Omar Sama hasn't scored as many goals, but I believe they got the job done away at Philippines 5-2. That's a really good result away for 5-2 for Syria. That's a really good result when you think about it. So, fair play to them. Kyrgyzstan v Myanmar. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Kyrgyzstan victory here. Myanmar, you should never really doubt them. Historically they have caused some middle kind of class teams problems in World Cup qualification and Asian Cup qualification and all. However, I just think they'll get the job done here, to be honest, Myanmar. Kyrgyzstan, but Myanmar, they'll give them a good test, that's for sure. Massive game for this one, in my opinion. Obviously, one of my subscribers is an Afghani, and I wish the best for Afghanistan. Obviously, brothers with Iran and whatnot, but this is a different test to Bangladesh at home, and it's not as hard as Qatar away when I think Afghanistan lost 6-0. But Oman's going to be a tough game, and that subscriber I was saying is saying apparently their left back or right back, one of their full backs are injured, and I think their striker or something. So I'm going to go for an Oman victory, and I'm going to go 3-1. I'm going to, even because if their striker's injured, I'll actually go 3-0 to Oman. However, I wish that result is completely the opposite. Afghanistan's aim is not the third round, and I'm sorry if that upsets some people, but their aim, that should not be the aim. That's too much, India and Oman are too much for them, in my opinion. And Afghanistan are growing, and you can see it with their youth results. However, Asian Cup's the aim. Asian Cup's the aim. Get back to the Asian Cup. That's it. That's it for me. And I think they will do that. I think they were really close to getting it past Vietnam, which is interesting. Iraq v Hong Kong. The first game Iraq will play at home. The first game Iraq will play at home in football for the first time Iraq will play at home. The Iraq national team will play at home for a very long time, and it's home to Hong Kong. It should be a game that sets them off, and they should be out the blocks from the get-go, really. And that's what I think they'll do, and I think they'll get the job done. Hong Kong played a back. I think Hong Kong played a back seven. If I'm not wrong, I believe Hong Kong played a back seven against Iran, and we only beat them 2-0 away from home. But that day was significant because of the death of one of the girls in Iran, and obviously there were still protests going in Hong Kong, as there is now, with the whole police situation with China and also with China. Obviously, I hope the Hong Kong people are alright in that situation, and I wish the best for them. However, in football, Iraq are better than Hong Kong. They're at home crowd. I reckon it'll be packed. I can't see the stadium not being near full. It has to be if it's their first home game in national team for a very long time. Yeah, so I'm gonna go 5-0 Iraq. You see this theme? I'll go 4-0. I'll go 4-0 because I see Hong Kong's formation and they're ultra defensive and they were against us. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a 4-0 hammering by Iraq to Hong Kong. And, they beat them 2-0, so that'd be impressive. UAV Indonesia. Can't see an Indonesian result here, to be honest. I just can't. I can see them having some of the ball. I definitely can. But this is no. 7-0. No, 6-0. 6-0 to the United Arab Emirates against Indonesia. Indonesia are not a very good team, to be honest. And I wish the best of them because I think they're good people. But nah, not the football team, no. But their fans are brilliant, to be fair. Jordan v Kuwait. Jordan v Kuwait. This is a weird game, isn't it? Very weird game. Jordan v Kuwait. 1-0 Jordan. That's it. All I'm going to say is 1-0 Jordan in that game. I think it'll be tight. I think it will be tight indeed. But 1-0 Jordan, they'll get the job done. And they want to be in the third round, don't they, Jordan? After a really promising start to the Asian Cup for the Jordan national team. And it just fell to pieces in that game against Vietnam, where they were 1-0 up. And then they let in an equaliser, which was a really good goal. And then lost on penalties. But ultimately, Vietnam were the better team in that game. And it wasn't good from Jordan in that game, but they topped the group and they beat Australia, they beat Syria, drew to Palestine, but Palestine needed a result badly. They need to win that game, and Jordan did play the second team. Jordan will get their job done 1-0 though. Kuwait, I think they're getting a little bit better, to be fair, after a really long hiatus. Or I don't know, is it hiatus? I think I don't know. Lebanon v Turkmenistan. This is tough. This is tough. I do like Lebanon, and I also do like Turkmenistan. Hear me out, right? Hear me out. This may not happen. I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw in this game. I think Lebanon will slip up. I think this will be 0-0. I think Lebanon will put on the pressure in this game. I think they'll be the better team. I just think it will end as a scoreless draw. I need a 0-0 draw in there somewhere. Saudi Arabia v Singapore. Wow. Well, I don't know why I say wow. This is the last game I'm going to predict for today. I'll give like a 40-second analysis. Saudi Arabia. Hervé Renard, the manager, if we look at their results, it's not been great. It's not been great for Saudi Arabia. So if we see some of their results here, since they lost 2 consecutive games in the Asian Cup to Qatar 2-0, when they should have lost 4-0 in that game, by the way. And Japan in the Asian Cup on that Monday. I remember that game. Apart from that, 2-1 loss to the UAE. So they lost 2-1 to the UAE. They beat Equatorial Guinea 3-2. Drew 1-1 with Mali, and Adama Traore gave them the lead, who impressed at the Etihad a lot. And got a poor result in their opening game against Yemen. That was a poor result, if you ask me. Dominated. You see how much possession they had. But how can you let Yemen have nearly as many shots as you with 80% of the ball? And they were losing twice. Came back twice. Fair play to them, but not a great result at all. And they need to be careful here. And for this game, I'm going to go for a Saudi Arabian victory against Singapore. Singapore beat Palestine. And Palestine, before they lost to Singapore away, beat Uzbekistan by 2-0, I think. So yeah, Palestine are in a weird situation. I don't think I predicted a Palestine game today. Yeah. So there you go. I'm gonna say Saudi Arabia victory, 4-0 for Saudi Arabia, and they'll get the job done like all the other big teams. Thank you for watching this video. I love making these types of videos, to be honest. These are the type of videos I'm great at. Not in that way. I just like making these videos, and I get the most interaction from you guys when I make these videos. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.